July this year, a farmer in southern India set off early to plough his land.
It was 7:30 in the morning and we were on our way to the fields. There were 4 children gathered here. They said, "Brother, someone has buried a baby here." The baby was wrapped with a cloth and buried deep in the ground. She shouldn't have been alive, but somehow she was.
We are surprised because the baby is buried under the ground and covered with the moss, and usually they will die. But this baby is alive.
Hospital staff named the 2-day-old girl Bhu Lakshmi, the earth goddess. Every week in India, thousands of baby girls are aborted, killed or abandoned simply because of their gender. Bhu Lakshmi survived. She's one of the lucky ones. India has one of the fastest growing economies in the world. But despite the new prosperity, old traditions hold firm. Sons have long been prized over daughters. They preserve the family name and traditionally look after elderly parents. Girls are often seen as an expensive burden, with parents forced to pay a costly wedding dowry when they get married. Across India, boys now dramatically outnumber girls, and those sex ratios are getting worse. Across the country are hundreds of children's homes, filled mainly with girls.
The birthday girl here is Harshita, and she was abandoned last year in October, and she was just 2 months old. She was put in a basket and she was left with a small feeding bottle near the gate, and we don't know who the mother is. We don't know who left her. We don't know anything about her. We don't know her birthday, so today is a very auspicious day. We thought it should be her birthday. The children here are abandoned children, and they're abandoned in the hospitals here near the gate, and some of them are rescued from being sold and they end up here. All sorts of stories. And all of them who are abandoned are girls.
Back in the sleepy village of Mahbubnagar, the grandfather of the buried baby girl has been arrested. He's made a confession to local reporters. Abdul Rahman has now been charged with attempted murder. For his family, rolling handmade cigarettes is their only way to earn a living. His wife earns just over $1 for rolling 1,500 such cigarettes, which will take her and 2 of her daughters the whole day.
Life is very difficult for me. When we have food, we eat. When we don't, we just stay quietly at home. He kept wanting boys, so we had 6 girls before the 2 boys. And at the end, we had this girl. I wanted to abort her, but the doctor said it wasn't possible.
With 7 daughters to marry, these parents face an almost impossible task to find wedding dowry for all of them.
Getting these girls married is a big problem. Getting them married when they're grown up. Some ask for 20,000, some for 50,000, some for 10,000. That's how it is here.
For each daughter, their parents will have to pay the equivalent of up to 3 years' earnings in dowry. The practice of dowry was banned 50 years ago, but few marriages take place without it. Girls are not just seen as a huge burden by the rural poor. Even educated middle-class women like Sandhya face pressure to produce sons.
When I had my daughters, especially the second one, a lot of my relations and my friends, they said, poor Sandhya, she has a daughter once again, the second time. I feel really irritated when somebody says like that. Even the educated people, they feel they should have a son. Just to carry family name, you need a son. And just to light the funeral pyre, you need a son. Everyone knows daughters are more affectionate, concerned, loving, and they care for their parents more than sons. But still they want a son because it's just to carry the family name. Son, that is son obsession in the society.
On the edge of Kadapa is the new district hospital, equipped with some of the latest medical technology. For the past 20 years, ultrasound scanning has been available in India.
So the head of the fetus, so we can see the heart functioning. Fetal age is 13 weeks, that is 3 months.
As well as detecting fetal abnormalities, the new scanners can of course reveal the gender of the developing baby. That's meant that many Indian families are now desperate to know whether they're expecting girls.
It's not easy to recognize the sex of the baby before 15 weeks. But after 18 weeks, you can recognize sex. Everybody asks for it. They say, so the first child, anyhow we are not going to remove. Please tell this. It is a big problem. One thing they show that those who don't want a female baby, they are trying by hook or crook to get rid of it.
Abortion is legal in India up to 20 weeks, but abortion on the basis of gender is not. 13 years ago, the Indian government banned sex determination tests in an effort to stop the abortion of females. But that's not stopped the problem. In Kadapa, like the rest of the country, private nursing homes and ultrasound clinics have sprung up across the town.
10 years ago, there was only one scanning machine in this town. Now there are dozens of them in its private clinics. It's illegal to reveal the sex of the baby. But some of the doctors and nurses are revealing the gender of the baby. And if it's a girl baby, people are aborting it. The nurses, in fact, do not know how to identify the sex of the baby. They say it's a girl and it turns out to be a boy, which is real tragedy.
This summer, in the neighbouring state of Orissa, the issue of sex selection was forced into the headlines. Dozens of aborted female fetuses were found dumped in a well, on land belonging to a private ultrasound clinic. Close by, in the ruins of an abandoned house, were found the bodies of nearly full-term baby girls. The story made national news, and protesters took to the streets.
Telling the government to stop female feticide. Yeah, and so we are shouting against that we want freedom from exploitation, freedom from female feticide.